If I could give you one piece of advice to make it easier to stay on plan with Trim Healthy Mama, it would be to prep your proteins. Now today, we're in the middle of a 5-day THM meal prep challenge. Today is day 3 where we're prepping meal basics. This could look like a lot of things for you. For me, my number one recommendation with all of my clients is let's get your proteins ready. And if they're lean proteins, you get bonus points, because if you've got a lean protein, you can use it as the base for any meal or snack, SE or FP. Now, with protein, we want to shoot for 25 to 30 grams for every meal and snack. That means that if you're in a hurry, if you're busy, if you don't have time to cook, having something in your fridge or freezer or pantry could actually save you when it comes to staying on plan. If you walk in the door and you have some protein ready to grab, you are in excellent shape to make it easier on yourself to stay on plan. So for a meal prep basic, that could mean that you bake some chicken breasts and shred them. You could throw them in a crock pot and shred them today. You could make ground beef. I already have multiple bags of frozen ground beef in my freezer and chicken, so I'm not doing those today. You could do, I don't really recommend cooking fish ahead, but you could do something like bacon. Now you have to get a good amount of bacon in order to get enough protein. So I'm doing this for breakfast for tomorrow, but you really want to have a good variety of meal starters. Something that we do is my husband will smoke pork, like a big pork. I don't remember what it's called, pulled pork. He just makes pulled pork on the smoker, and we'll eat half and freeze half, and it thaws beautifully, and we have dinner in just a few minutes. And when we make pot roast, I like to make beef barbacoa, and I will make 2 roasts, we eat 1, freeze the second one. So having those meal starters, even if you don't make a barbacoa out of it, or don't season it, or don't do anything fancy with it, you have a neutral thing that can help you. Now the pork would be an S, ground beef is an S. I do make ground chicken from time to time, so I have that for an E or an FP. My go-to lean protein prep is usually chicken breasts or ground turkey. You have a couple of options there, but getting something like that you can grab out of your freezer. I like to dice chicken and cook a big batch of it and freeze it in single serving portions so I can add them to a salad. But you don't have to prep your protein. You actually don't have to spend time in the kitchen doing it. You could buy that at the store. A few days ago on the live video, I showed you Members Mark fire roasted grilled chicken breasts. They come in a package of 6, I think. They are delicious. They are super fast. There's no added oil, so they can be used in an S, an E, or an FP. And they're great meal starters, especially when it's just lunch for myself. If I'm making food for the family, I usually make my own chicken breasts instead of using those pre-cooked ones. You could buy canned chicken, you could buy canned tuna, you could buy canned salmon. I have some ideas here for you, just a few for store-bought lean proteins. You could get deli meat, you could get a rotisserie chicken, and then use the white meat for E or FP and the dark meat for an S. Pre-cooked bacon, pre-cooked steak or turkey. I've seen steak bites at the store that can work on plan. You just want to make sure you have those proteins. And then as a backup, let's say you don't have time to make your own and you don't really have anything fresh that you've gotten from the store or in your freezer, just as an emergency. If you always have THM Essential, you have protein powder, you have collagen powder, you could put collagen in a cup of tea and call it good. You could make a protein shake. You have some options. So keep your protein stocked and ready and have some starters done for dinner. So like I said, I already have the ground beef in my freezer. I've already got some chicken in my freezer, and we have some pulled pork in our freezer. I always have something that's cooked and frozen so I can pull it out for a last minute meal pretty easily. This bacon that I'm making is really just because I don't need anything for my freezer, but I wanted to prep along with you guys. I already have so much stocked and prepped, but this bacon, I'm just gonna put it in a cold oven at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. That's my favorite way to make bacon. I've used that same method for many years, always turns out perfectly. So that's what I'm doing today, but I also have all of those basics already stocked. And if you feel like, okay, having those proteins is one thing, I'm not sure how I can come up with these last minute meals. In boot camp, which registration's open now, I think there are just 5 spots left. We start Monday. We'll have 6 weeks of intense training to get you on track for THM. We'll have a live coaching session every week. I will be watching your food journals and reviewing them personally every day so that you know exactly what you're doing that might be helping and exactly what you're doing that might not be helping so much. And that's one of my jobs as your coach. So we'll be going through 6 weeks of how to get on plan, how to stay on plan, and how to make it easy in boot camp. For today at home, I want you to go ahead and make a protein. We're on day 3, and in your printable packet, the page looks like this. It's page 6. Just follow. You can pick from these to buy from the store. Whatever protein you picked in the pre-pages of this challenge, page 3 and 4, that's what you're making today to just make it easier to stay on plan for the rest of the week. And I will see you here tomorrow.